I've wasted a lot of money on buying things that I thought would boost my productivity, but they actually didn't. I've learned from my mistakes though, so I've designed my desk and office space to have only accessories and devices that do actually help me get more work done. So I've designed my desk space so that I'm facing the wall, so that there are no distractions. I know some of you don't like having a desk facing the wall because it can feel a bit claustrophobic, but I've put the desk on its side next to this massive floor-to-ceiling window, which has an amazing view, especially at nighttime. So let's start with the standing desk. I bought this from a local company here in Vietnam called Smart Desk. I've been having some kind of back problems lately, and so if I'm sitting for hours on end, I get back pain. So when I'm working in my office, I'm almost always standing up. The standing desk has been amazing for my back pain. The desk is probably my favorite part of this whole setup. I don't think I'd go back to a normal desk after buying a standing desk. And speaking of ergonomics, I'm now using the Proto Arc EM01 trackball mouse. The EM01 mouse is thumb operated with a trackball, so it helps reduce wrist pain and arm strain when working a laptop or computer all day, which directly helps improve your productivity. Moving on to the felt desk pad. So I honestly prefer the aesthetics of the matte leather desk pads, but I have two cats and unfortunately they like to rip holes in the leather desk pads. So I've moved on to the Grove Made Merino wool felt desk pad. So Grove Made have very kindly sponsored this video. I love their company messaging, design inspires what you do, because having a well-designed desk space really does help you get your best work done. I've used cheaper wool desk pads in the past, but they feel very kind of rough and scratchy, and I noticed straight out of the box Grove Made's desk pad felt just more premium than the cheaper alternatives. And also, if you're interested in any of the Grove Made products I talk about in this video, I've added a link in the description, and new customers can use code MikeD10 at checkout for a 10% discount. I'm also using the Grove Made Walnut MagSafe stand. Now, this thing is built like an absolute tank. It's so heavy. The base is made of solid steel, so it's not going to get knocked over, which on my desk is a big issue because my cats love to walk around the desk and bother me while I'm working, and they're knocking things over all the time. That's why I've had to stick certain things down so they don't get knocked off. Like my lamp, which I'll talk about a bit later on, is stuck to the desk because if it wasn't, it would just keep getting knocked off. But the MagSafe stand, with the weight that it is, isn't going anywhere. I don't have a MagSafe charger yet, but I'm going to buy one in the next couple of days to fit in the stand. And one thing to point out, I like to have my MagSafe stand behind my laptop because I don't have my phone in sight. If my phone is next to my laptop staring at me while I'm working, it's just going to distract me. So that's why I keep it behind my laptop. And this Grove Made desk tray is where I put my wallet, watch, AirPods and keys. Every single time I arrive at home, the first thing I do is put all my everyday carry into the tray. It's a habit, so I know where my EDC is, so I'm not scrambling looking for my keys and wallet when I leave the house. The desk tray is ridiculously well made and fits my EDC perfectly, and it also slides underneath my desk shelf so it doesn't take up any desk space. I also bought a water bottle recently because having a water bottle in view when working just subconsciously makes me drink more water. Sometimes if you're feeling tired or lazy, it could just be because you're hydrated. So having a water bottle next to you when working can help counteract that. I bought my water bottle in Thailand a few months ago. It was about $40, which is actually ridiculous for a water bottle, but it fits my desk aesthetic, I guess, and it's built like a tank as well. So similar to having a dedicated timer next to your laptop when you're working, the water bottle works in a similar way in that I put it next to me, so it's almost like a subconscious reminder that I should drink water, and I definitely feel more productive and just generally more healthy when I stay hydrated. The water bottle is sat on a Grove Made matte coaster which stops the bottle from leaving marks on the desk. The coasters are made of natural materials and they fit well with the rest of the desk, as does the Grove Made desk pen and walnut stand. I also have some refills for the pen too. As with everything Grove Made make, the pen is built like an absolute tank. It's precision machined from solid aluminum with a matte black ceramic coating that's built to last a lifetime, and I have 3 refills for it, so it's going to last me a long time. I'll also add that I have this Grove Made walnut planter, which I don't actually use on my desk right now because I don't have a plant for it yet, but I am going shopping sometime this week, probably the weekend, to get a small succulent to fit right in there. I feel like with so many blacks and browns on my desk, there needs to be some greens, and I do have a fake plant here, which does help a little bit in just adding a bit of color to my desk. I have my business card holder here. I think I bought it from AliExpress or a similar website for about $8. It was super cheap, but it does the job. I also bought this dedicated timer for about $8. So when I'm working, I'll have a timer counting down next to my laptop, and it works because it adds a sense of urgency when I'm working, right? Like, I have 25 minutes on my timer, and in my peripheral vision, I'm just seeing the timer counting down, and it subconsciously makes me procrastinate less and work faster because I can feel my time is running out. A lot of the design of this desk is to have the things that make you productive in your peripheral vision, such as the dedicated timer and the water bottle, and then things that distract you, such as your phone, should be out of sight. I did also feel like this part of the desk was too dark, right? So I bought this bare brick lamp from Thailand, and whenever I'm working, I always have it turned on. It's nice because it's not too bright and I can adjust the brightness too. It's a little bit different. Most of the things on my desk are brown and black, so adding a bit of yellow, again, it just makes the space a little bit more interesting. And my Shure SM7B is connected to an Audion ID4 MK2 interface, which is then connected to the MSI docking station generation 2. I wanted to set up a desk where I can be interviewed on podcasts or create videos and essentially make a streamlined YouTube studio space where I just have to set up for 30 seconds and then I start filming. And that was really important to me. And that's why I have my camera pointing at my face the whole time. Usually my camera is here, but I'm using it right now. And I have a softbox right up there also fitted to my desk. And that's quite helpful too. So if I'm doing a podcast and I want to stand up, I increase the height of my desk so I can stand up, and the camera and key light adjust with the desk so I don't have to adjust the lighting and camera separately. I also have my headphones right here on my desk shelf, and these are the NTH100 Rode headphones, and because they're monitoring headphones, I use them mainly for podcasting or checking the audio of my videos to make sure the background music isn't too loud and things like that. And on the other side of my desk shelf is my B&O A1 Generation 2 speakers. I honestly don't use them too much because my MacBook speakers are just so phenomenal for laptop speakers. But one of my favorite things in this whole room though is my vacuum. I genuinely didn't think that having a good portable vacuum would make such a difference to my office space. As I mentioned earlier, I have 2 cats and they might look innocent, but they like to play fight a lot, so they leave clumps of hair all over the floor. Having a portable vacuum within arm's reach means that I can take out the vacuum the entire office floor and put it back in its holder within about 20 seconds. It did cost me about $400, so not exactly cheap for a vacuum, but seriously, in my opinion at least, worth every single penny. As I mentioned earlier in the video, GroveMade makes some crazily well-built desk accessories, and for me at least, there's a very strong correlation between how much I invest in my workspace and make it a pleasant space to be and how productive I am. So do check them out. I've added a link in the description, and new customers can use code MikeD10 at checkout for a 10% discount. There are other ways you can increase your productivity too. One of the most effective ways is by building a healthy and productive weekly routine, and I've just happened to make a video on exactly that. You can click on the card on the screen to watch that. Alternatively, I made another video called The Art of Effortless Productivity, Wu Wei, particularly helpful for lazy people, because who doesn't want effortless productivity, right? Again, you can click on the card on the screen to watch that.